What's going on, guys? It's Whole Inspired here, and in today's video I want to be talking to you guys about excuses and the problem with excuses. Now, excuses are never a good thing for anyone, and it always ends up being bad. So in today's video I'm going to be explaining to you why excuses are bad and you shouldn't do them. So the problem with excuses are like doing something and blaming it on something else or someone else. You never actually take responsibility for your own action. And if we think that we make an excuse, it's not actually our fault, right? Kind of. Technically, it is your fault. Some people will believe your excuse, but some people will see right through your lies. Making excuses is just locking you away from your full potential and being successful. Making an excuse, it doesn't really harm anyone except yourself. Yes, it does harm yourself. You may be asking why. It's because you're taking responsibility away from yourself, because we may be scared of the outcome or what people say. But how are we actually supposed to grow and move on with a responsibility in our life? Making excuses is literally just wasting your own potential time when you can be the bigger person and admit your mistakes so you can learn from it. If you keep making excuses, you're never going to learn and you're never going to grow. You're going to keep making the same mistakes, and you're going to keep blaming other people, and you're going to lose a lot of friends because of it. So you need to own up to your stuff, and that's another problem with making excuses. Making excuses is literally just lying to ourselves. Deep down inside, we all know that we know when we're making an excuse. It makes us feel better. That's why we do, right? And it gives us a reason why we didn't do what we did. A simple good example of this is when you really want something bad, but then someone else gets it. Let's say, for example, you wanted a blue scooter, but so we'll do a different example. Say there's a blue scooter and a tournament that you could win, and you came second place. An excuse you might make is, oh, I didn't really like the blue color, or I would have won if it was a different color. You're just making excuses of why you didn't win. We all know deep down inside you wanted to win, but for some reason we all do. We make excuses of why we didn't win, we didn't pass something, or we didn't. There's so many things for excuses, but what's the point of lying to yourself? Another good example is if you're really nervous to go on a roller coaster and all your friends are going, but you're too scared. And instead of just admitting and being honest with them, you lie and say you have to go do something, you have to go to the washroom, even though that's an excuse just to not go on the ride. When you could just be honest, no one really cares. But you're just hurting you and your friends around you from lying and making excuses. Constantly making excuses will always eventually impact relationships with friends, family, and partners negatively. At the end of the day, who really wants to be with someone who's constantly making excuses? Personally, not me, because that's just annoying if you're constantly making excuses and I know you're lying. It's annoying. I don't really want to deal with you. It's also proven that excuses make you less confident. This is because you never actually move forward or achieve anything because you're constantly putting the blame elsewhere. If you can never move forward and constantly putting the blame elsewhere, how are you going to be successful? How are you going to improve as a person and grow? It's kind of hard when you have those obstacles waiting. You kind of just got to be honest with yourself and be upfront. If you're someone who makes excuses but wants to stop but doesn't know where to start, try and just be honest with yourself. If you don't want to admit it yet, journal down on your own excuses you made and why you did them. Knowing why you made the excuse will help you get past it and take responsibility. It may take some time, but it's definitely worth it. You definitely got to be honest with yourself before you can move forward. And the first step is admitting that you've made an excuse and that you do make excuses. That's the first step of getting better, and you're already growing. And also, another way to improve is that if you catch yourself making an excuse with your friends, just say, just kidding, and then tell them the truth, or just tell them why you lost something, or it'll make you a better person. If you're watching this video and you've actually made it to the end, surprisingly, if you made it to the end, please make sure to subscribe. And this is also your sign to stop making excuses if you're watching this video. So yeah, please like and subscribe. We finally got 100 subscribers, so now our next goal is to 200. Hopefully the videos will get better. I'm kind of rusty and stuttery this video because this is my first video in like over a month. So it's kind of hard for me to remember what I wrote down and the facts, and more hard to keep eye contact. So I got to get back in the rhythm. And again, my excuse was I didn't have time, but that's just a lie. So I'm confronting my excuse, as you guys should. Please make sure to subscribe, unlock your full potential, be honest with yourself. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.